Hi, my name is Ayla and I'm the owner of Top Financial Agency. In this video, I am going to compare a Primerica term policy with term policies from any other life insurance carrier on the marketplace. Now, this video isn't going to be a comparison between term and the IUL. Both policies serve different purposes, and I would venture to say that most life insurance agents in the industry sell either term, whole life, IUL, ROP, GUL, or UL. We also understand that different insurance products solve different needs depending on what the client needs. Although I'm not going to go too deeply into why an IUL might be a good product for you, I am going to talk about some of the benefits as to why you might want to consider a permanent product like an IUL. The cash value within your life insurance policy can be used as tax-free income when taken out as a loan. You can use your life insurance policy to draw money out as a loan versus going to a bank or maybe another private institution, which can have higher interest rates. Now, when you take out money as a loan from your life insurance policy, you do not have to pay it back, although you do have to pay back the interest, which typically is lower than a bank or other institutions. And if you don't pay it back while you're alive, the insurance company will recoup its loan after you pass away from the death benefit. One common objection that Primerica agents will use is that an IUL is more expensive than a term. Yeah, that's true, but an Alfa Romeo Stelvio is more expensive than a Toyota Corolla. A Rolex is more expensive than a Fossil watch, but if you need to tell time and your budget can only afford you a Fossil watch, then buy it. I personally have a term and I have an IUL, and each of my daughters have IULs. They both serve their purposes. There's also a product called ROP Term Life Insurance. That means return of premium life insurance. So let's say you get a policy for 20 or 30 years and you outlive that policy, you can get your money back. This is a policy that we have in the marketplace, but Primerica doesn't have that type of term. Now, it is more expensive than a regular term and not as expensive as an IUL, so it's sort of in the middle. Another objection that you hear from Primerica agents is, do you really think you need life insurance for your whole life? Well, in my opinion, yes. It's called life insurance. It's not called half my life insurance or 1/3 of my life insurance. It's called life insurance. When you pass away, are you expecting to put the burden of your funeral costs on your family? If your parents were to pass away today, do you have $10,000 to $20,000 saved up that you can use towards their funeral costs? If not, then why continue leaving that burden down to your family? Now, you might have some 401ks or mutual funds or just money in your bank, and that's fine. But when you pass that down, that's not going to be tax-free income. Life insurance is the only financial product on the marketplace that can be passed down income tax-free. Not only is life insurance tax-free, but the money that's going in there in cash value is guaranteed, and it's safe from the stock market. There's no other financial product on the marketplace that can give you a guarantee of your principal or the gains. Now, how about legacy? Do you know that the reason that wealthy people continue to be wealthy generations down the line? It's because they pass down wealth. And one of the biggest ways that they do that is with life insurance. But the opposite is also true. We can also leave our generations poorer than us by leaving them with debt. Instead, I encourage you to not only pass down generational income to them, but give them the education about compound interest and how to invest and save for their futures. Now, when you're talking about term products, not two term life insurance products are the same. So let me illustrate to you two stories. The first is a story of a man who is driving with his wife in the passenger seat and his son and daughter in the back seat. They were hit by a truck and the car spun around, the windows were down, and his daughter and son got ejected from the back windows. Of course, this was before the time of seatbelts and airbags. The man driving was my grandpa, and my mom was the one that was ejected from the back seat. Now, my grandpa broke both of his legs, and my grandma was in pretty bad condition. So my mom and my uncle had to go to their relatives who watched over them while my grandpa and my grandma recovered. My grandparents did not have any life insurance. The second story is of my friend. When he was younger, his dad was in a car accident and his leg broke all the way to his hip. And he thought that he was fine because he had a life insurance product. But it was a Primerica term policy without any living benefits. So my friend had to become the income replacement for the family, and his mom had to become the caretaker. And that leads me into living benefits. A Primerica term policy only has a death benefit and terminal illness protection. In other words, the only way that you will benefit from your Primerica policy is after you die, or if you have a terminal illness. That means the doctor tells you you have 1 year or less to live. But in the marketplace, there's all different types of insurance from all different types of companies. And you can find a term policy out there that has living benefits. That means in case of chronic, critical, or terminal illness, and some insurance companies say if the doctor says you have 2 years or less to live, you could use your money while you're alive. And that money is going to come out of your death benefit. And of course, whatever you don't use will go to your family after you pass away. And what can you use this money for? Literally whatever you want. You can pay your bills, pay your mortgage, pay your caretaker, or your husband, your wife, a family member could be your caretaker, and you can use that money to pay them. It's also tax-free income, and you do not have to pay it back. But that's not to be confused with long-term care, which has different rules and different limitations. But here's the even better news. Living benefits can also be attached to permanent policies. Now, although I illustrated two situations in where anything can happen at any moment, you can get into an accident in your 20s, your 30s, or 40s, but statistically speaking, the likelier that you are to come down with like cancer, stroke, heart attack, or something like that is later in life when your term policy has already expired. Now, yes, you can dip into your retirement or your savings to take care of you, but why would you want to do that? Instead, your retirement is for your retirement, your life insurance is your life insurance, and your living benefits is there to take care of you in case any freak accident like this happens. Now, Primerica also has another mantra, and it's buy term and invest the difference. But is life really a one-size-fits-all glove? It's not. Now, not everyone likes the stock market. Not everybody feels comfortable seeing their retirement go up and down. Do you? And if you don't, you might want to look at something called an indexed annuity. An indexed annuity is a contract within a life insurance company where your principal and your gains are also guaranteed. Now remember, life insurance products are the only products in the entire financial marketplace that can guarantee not only your gains, but your principal as well. You can get interest like the stock market without any of the losses of the stock market. Now, finally, as long as you have life insurance, it's a win. Even if your only product is a Primerica term policy, that's still a win. If you and your spouse do have a Primerica policy, just make sure that your spouse isn't a rider on your policy and that each of you have your own individual policies. I was widowed when my twins were 11 and a half months old, and my husband passed away when he was only 31 years old. He had both a term policy and an IUL, and they both paid out, and the cash value that accrued in the permanent policy paid out to me as well. Both of his policies had living benefits. And one other thing that I forgot to mention, with some companies, except for Primerica, you can buy a term policy and you can convert it into a permanent policy down the line. But of course, that only works if the insurance company has term and IULs or other permanent products, and if they have that feature or component. So make sure you speak to your life insurance agent about those options. Now, while this is not meant to be a video to recruit any Primerica agents, if you are a Primerica agent and if this video opened up your eyes and now you see that there's a lot of other options out there in the marketplace to help out your clients, and if you want to open up a dialogue, feel free to send me a message. And if you have a life insurance product, whether it's a Primerica or with another carrier, and you'd like to see a review or see if there's any other options for you, please feel free to message me as well. And for any other questions or to learn more, please go to topfinancialagency.com or shoot me a text or a phone call at 909-248-4401. Thank you.